In this video I'm going to show you how to draw an accurate copy of a photograph on your computer to a canvas. Here I'm using a canvas at 60 by 90 centimeters, and on it I've drawn a grid of 1 centimeter squares. At the edges I've numbered the rows and columns, starting each corner with 0, and I'll explain this later. So go into Photoshop, open your chosen photograph, and what you want to do is to select part of the photograph that you want to copy onto your canvas in the same dimensions. So click Fixed Ratio and enter 60 by 90 or 2 by 3 as it's a ratio, it doesn't matter. Then draw out the boundaries of your selection and position it exactly as you want it to appear on your canvas. Go to Image and Crop. You now have a picture as you want it to appear on your canvas and in the same dimensions. So you want to change the image size now to the same as your canvas. Click Image, Image Size, make sure the units are in centimeters, and then enter 60 by 90. You'll notice now that the file size is very large and would slow down Photoshop, so change the resolution to between 72 and 100, and that'll turn the file into a manageable size. Click OK. We need to now set up the rulers and the grid, so go to Edit, Preferences, Units and Rulers. In the dialog box, again change the units to centimeters. Then in the left hand column, go to Guides, Grids and Slices. And what you're trying to produce is a grid of 1 centimeter squares. So again, check the units are centimeters, and in the grid line every box enter 1, and in the subdivisions box enter 1. Click OK. Now to reveal the rulers and the grid, you need to go to View and click on Ruler, or you can type the shortcut Ctrl R. You'll notice now that the rulers are visible, and you'll also notice that the first row and column are 0, and that is why I asked you to start the numbering of your rows and columns on the canvas with 0. To reveal the grid, go to View, Show and click Grid. As you're going to be switching the grid on and off a lot, I think you should get used to using Control and apostrophe. It's much easier. Now you can zoom in to the photograph with the grid visible and copy the individual squares to your canvas. You can identify a square by looking at the row and column on the rulers, and this will correspond to those on your canvas. Here I've switched the grid off and on again by clicking on Control and apostrophe. When you get painting, the grid gets covered, so to identify individual squares I make 4 loops of elasticated cotton. I leave the numbered squares at the edges unpainted, and then when I need to identify or find an individual square, I can use the elasticated cotton positioned on the numbered edges. So when you're painting, I leave the edges unpainted until the very end. You can see here I'm using the elasticated cottons to pick out individual squares on the lips and get the accuracy bang on. When you've happy with the accuracy, paint over the edges, and there you go.